Hello, everyone. Welcome to LMScast. This episode is a little bit different because Chris and I are actually in the same location today in Santa Cruz, California. But yes, I'm Joshua Millage. This is Christopher Badgett, and today we are talking about Infusionsoft and WordPress. So, Chris, where do we start with all this craziness?
Well, let's take it down to the learning management system level and talk about those of you who have been following LifterLMS, our WordPress learning management system plugin. We do bring up integration with Infusionsoft, and it's one of the things that we're getting ready to release tomorrow, as a matter of fact. This is in the middle of February when this recording is. But that Infusionsoft integration with our plugin, what it does is it allows for two very different things to happen for Infusionsoft users. One is to use the Infusionsoft eCommerce system. It's kind of like the more obvious thing, in the same way that WooCommerce allows you to add the Infusionsoft payment gateway option with a premium plugin, add-on, or extension. But what's more interesting, and one of the things that's really interesting about LifterLMS and our whole mission and purpose in the eLearning LMS online courses community, is engagement. So we're building this in our Infusionsoft add-on. It allows you to, inside of a course, engage your students in a certain way with the automated email, badge, or certificate based on a triggering event. Now, let's say someone creates or finishes lesson 1 or passes a quiz. If you're an Infusionsoft user, you're very used to the language of applying a tag. We can also do something where if a user hasn't logged in 5 number of days, we want to apply this tag.
Yep.
And now we're in Infusionsoft world. So
the Infusionsoft world is really interesting. We've been building engagement systems in Infusionsoft for years now, and what's cool is you can trigger engagements in Infusionsoft based on when tags are applied, and certain systems, like there's a system called Plus This, which allows you to wrap up videos and apply tags based on how much of a video is watched. So it allows you to do some really interesting things. In that use case, you could apply a tag based on whether or not someone got 50% of the way through your video. So you could trigger an email if they hadn't watched more than 50% and said, hey, listen, you missed X, Y, and Z at the end of the video. Click this link to go back and watch it, and you can actually up your engagement. But I think the one thing I want to demystify first is that LifterLMS scales the human touch with automation. Let's start there.
And that confuses some people.
That confuses so many people, and
Yeah.
I think it's interesting because I can see why people are going to getting a little bit confused on that. It's polarizing. Like if an email is supposed to be Chris.
Yeah.
That's not really scaling the human touch, it's robotics. But I think what LifterLMS is going to do, and what it is doing currently, is it's allowing you to see when you need to follow up with your students. And it's, our hope and our goal here is to provide a foundation of technology that helps scale the human touch by taking the thinking out of when do I contact my students. The system will say, okay, people are getting stuck here, and maybe engage them, send kind of a shot across the bow with an email, but it'll also tell you, hey, people are getting stuck here, why don't you give them a call? Or maybe an email is generated when someone hasn't logged into your course, so it's showing they haven't engaged with your material, and it also tells you that you need to go in and give them a call in addition to that email. This is just some example, but we want to create a bunch of different ways for you to engage your students, a bunch of tools that do it automatically, but our hope isn't that replaces you. It helps you scale and gives you more productive time so that you can get in, look at your dashboard, and know these are the people that need help. These are the people that I need to reach out to. Because what happens with the internet is that we don't have a classroom. So we don't have that in-person nonverbal communication where intuitively, and this is kind of my origin story, is a professor saw me every day struggling in class, reached out, asked to get coffee, helped me out, and I succeeded in that class. But how does that story translate online? What does that look like? And that question has driven us to go, okay, well, we're going to start with just some basics here with email automation and Infusionsoft and merging that with course analytics and student analytics. But the sky's the limit. We have a lot of other ideas. But at the same time, if you're someone who has no interest and ever engaging your students, like, we don't really want you to buy LifterLMS. So I digress a little bit here, but I want to get back to the Infusionsoft thing, because Infusionsoft is an engine that can connect to connect to LifterLMS and really allow you to turbocharge these interactions.
And if I could jump in there, I also want to point out, just with LifterLMS, that if you're not an Infusionsoft user, the stuff that we have built natively inside LifterLMS to allow these trigger points and email engagements that can be personalized to the user to go out is kind of like Infusionsoft-like capability that we've brought right into your WordPress and into your learning management system.
Yeah.
So don't feel like you have to use Infusionsoft, but the people that do use Infusionsoft, it's a really amazing community, pretty advanced in terms of marketing and strategy around the type of campaigns people want to build. So we just wanted to reach out and, since we have all that history with Infusionsoft, make that intersection between WordPress, learning management system, and Infusionsoft, which is optional. You don't have to use Infusionsoft,
right,
to supercharge that.
Right, and I think in the Infusionsoft world, so transitioning over to scaling the human touch in the Infusionsoft world, I would say the upper echelon, the top 5% of Infusionsoft users do this, and they do it really well. I mean, they do some incredible things with Infusionsoft, and I think there needs to be a tool that sits in between Infusionsoft and WordPress that allows the rest of us to do some pretty cool, engaging things with our students and our customers. So LifterLMS is that perfect tool. With our Infusionsoft premium add-on that can connect with LifterLMS, you can do a lot of advanced things, and all of them are based on tagging options, which if you're getting into Infusionsoft, I recommend using tags for pretty much everything because of their flexibility in organization and starting and stopping actions. So with that said, I mean, I think where we're headed here with Infusionsoft and WordPress is creating a learning management system that can also act as a foundation for the Infusionsoft user who wants a deeper integration into their WordPress site.
Absolutely. And also, those of you who aren't using Infusionsoft, that's okay. Like, the WordPress users kind of are your CRM, but the Infusionsoft people like their Infusionsoft CRM. So when someone purchases a course, now they have a contact record, and so on.
So, and some of the things that we're going to be able to do is pass that user data back to Infusionsoft, store things in custom fields, apply tags based on actions. We're going to be able to pass eCommerce data back through, so you're not going to need a third-party plugin to manage that, which there's a lot of them. And then as time rolls on and we update the plugin, we'll be able to track a lot of behavioral actions. I think we've talked at a high level, but even integrating with video players and things like that. So we are looking at really creating the foundation of a learning management system and an Infusionsoft, a deep Infusionsoft integration for WordPress. And not that it's the goal, but I'm excited to see how people use it, as a framework to integrate the two.
Absolutely,
it's kind of on the horizon, I think.
And that's kind of what we do. We've built the LifterLMS plugin, but we also do a lot of custom WordPress sites that have membership sites that we do a lot in the Infusionsoft community. We're kind of at the intersection of WordPress and Infusionsoft. And if that project happens to have online courses or learning management system needs, we can extend and go deep with Infusionsoft advanced integrations or custom learning management system stuff. But for the plugin and the Infusionsoft integration, you're off to the races with just that alone.
Yeah.
But then there's this whole other layer of custom development that, in the hands of a skilled developer or someone with skilled Infusionsoft knowledge, can really take it to another level of deeper customization and that sort of thing.
Yep, absolutely. Well, this has been a good one, Chris, to kind of give some insight into where we're headed with Infusionsoft and LifterLMS. And so if you have any specific feature requests or needs or what you'd like to see us do, we'd love to hear from you. So please leave us a comment at lmscast.com / what should we say? /Infusionsoft.
Sure.
and we'd love to hear from you and get to know what you want to see in premium add-on for LifterLMS.
Absolutely. And just to wrap it up, part of our story is we came with like deep WordPress knowledge. We came with deep Infusionsoft knowledge. We came with learning management system, online courses knowledge, and we've just kind of combined that all together. So we're really excited to see what other people who are at this intersection are going to do with the tools we're building and the community around that.
Yep, absolutely. Well, until next time, we'll talk to you soon.